record. So he said if you hold that to 10, you get good complications. So he passed it. All right, I am probably, I think, no one will challenge this. I am probably the only person in the room that's known Deborah her entire life. Anybody else here like that? I think I know what you do. And Danny was here before I was here by about a month and a half, but I knew Deborah before he did. So I think I'm the only person who's known her entire life. So I know a little bit about it. Now, a little bit's a rhetorical statement. I'm not a lawyer. As my brother pointed out, I don't get paid by the word. I do try to see the point. I'm not a comedian. I'm just the other Houston brother. Okay? But a couple of things I remember about Deborah. Now, Deborah's 2 years younger than I am. And, you know, as growing up, she and Deborah kind of makes a difference, right? Boys kind of get together, girls kind of get together. So really, you know, Deborah would tell you that she was tight with me growing up, just truth be told. We're two of 9 children, and we weren't like this. She didn't tell me her secrets, did she? None of them. I told some of hers. No. Deborah was, here's some of my early memories of Deborah. Number one, she's always been a very independent person. Anybody vouch for that? Oh, yeah. Very independent. Now, independent for educators can be a euphemism. What other words are synonyms for independent? What? Anything else? Yeah. I didn't know that was it, but I didn't say those words. I said independent. So I'm going to stick with always independent thinker. And Deborah was so independent that sometimes even to this day, I'm not sure she speaks out of that passion for truth and right, or because she's trying to do somebody. I had the police call on me one time in my life. Oh, wow. Guess who called the cops on me? Deborah. Now, there's some ambiguity about the details. Deborah didn't say yay or nay. The incident was in our house. I was the in-charge person. I might use another word, but I was the in-charge person. And I was supposed to be keeping order. Now, you'll hear a lot of myths about how I get order. But I used my persuasion, and I used my birth to hold the fort. There was no discipline in this, just to be clear about that. And I'm the first one, so let others challenge. But to my recollection, I was upholding truth and right, doing because my parents said to take place or not take place, and some younger siblings weren't ready to follow the law of the house. And because I would yield, and they've been talking, the policeman is our friend. The sheriff came to the door and said, "What's the problem here?" And I had no idea. I didn't know they called him until they knocked at the door. I'm probably in grade school. And the sheriff's at the door said, "What's the problem?" And the problem was control of the 2 people. Now, there's another actual violation law that I wish I lawyer would have done it, but I could have played it out. I actually was guilty. My brother and I passed away. We're strategists, and like most criminals, we thought we were pretty clever. And we actually had planned, our crime, and it worked. Our dad gave us a signed route to how we go to school. We were supposed to be at a certain turn, this corner to this corner, and a mile and a half to go. We had a signed route, and we walked a mile and a half to school. It wasn't uphill either way, it was flat. But we had a signed route, and we were supposed to kind of go in mass. The oldest, Deborah was, the first one besides me that had to follow us. Now, many winter days, our coming was heralded by Deborah's voice crying, "Debbie's dad, wait for me!" Running through the streets of Chanute. Our names were known because Deborah would be yelling, "Debbie's dad, wait for me!" She was crying. Along the way, sometimes the person would pick up, take us the rest of school, take her. because she was cold and crying, or she might call it standing for right. So, and somewhere in grade school, like 4th or 5th grade, anybody ever remember Luden's cherry mouth drops? They went for coffee, that was candy. Everybody wanted Luden's cherry mouth drops. We didn't have much money. We sell pop bottles to get a nickel and all those kind of things. But we need to advance our cause. The pop bottle business wasn't turning money fast enough. So my brother and I plotted, we thought we could figure this deal out. There's a big supermarket on the way home. It's not on the way home. It's not on our assigned route. But we scouted the place out when we sat there shopping. We knew how we could get in, cover ourselves, and get out. Sure enough, we pulled off from now. Because we needed to get the route, and Deborah was on with us, we had to pay Deborah hush money. That was part of the plan. So she was telling us she had to get some of the booty, and that's cough drops. Booty's cough drops in this case. She had to get some of the booty. So she got her own box. We pulled up the crime. I see nobody was chasing down the store. We were home free. The deal was done. And our dear mother polished Deborah's patent on the shoes every night from school. And Deborah, in her brilliance, maybe in her trying to implicate us, I'm not sure which, those we had bought her silence, had stored her cough drops in her shoes. My mother asked Deborah where she got the cough drops. And kind of, Timmy and Dad gave it to me. So we were caught, not because our crime, we succeeded. We made out of the store, but Deborah, somehow or other, innocently or other, we figured it out. She implicated us, and I got a spanking, a proxy spanking. My mother had 5 children in 5 years, 4 of us every other year, and she was always pregnant with somebody. She was pregnant with somebody, and she called Deborah's godmother to come over and spank us. She was too pregnant to spank us. Which really made me feel more than Now, Deborah had 3 godmothers. We were blessed. The folks that she knew and around, we were favored, and folks would kind of semi-adopt us and care for us. And Deborah had 3 godmothers. Sister Godmother Alberta in Wichita, Watson in Arkansas City, and Ruth Jenkins in Chanute. And Sister Jenkins was our favorite. I think I'm the first one to stop calling her Sister Jenkins and start calling her Aunt Ruth. She was like my mother's sister in Absentia. My mother's from Connecticut, none of her sisters were here. She was my mother's bosom buddy, and she was Deborah's godmother. But I realized that was a good deal. Because Aunt Ruth was the first one in our circle to have color TV.
Amen.
And on Sunday, she took Salisbury Steak. So I kind of hijacked Deborah's godmother. Partly retribution, perhaps, for the other things she had done for. And I started going around Ruth, so I became a dear, and I got some of Deborah's blessings by hijacking her godmother. Deborah has now, in these later years of her life, though she looks at, we all know the number now, she's no longer a young combination.
That's right.
She looks fabulous. Let's just take her glory. And seriously, what do you think most folks would say? Under 30? Raise your hand if they say under 30. Under 40? If they started on the street, most folks here on the street, raise your hand, under 40? Under 50? 60? She looks she's 60 years old. She's not a young woman. It's time to stop talking about her potential. So in her later years, she's become a distinguished person. She's obviously mastered many things, got a master's degree or 2. She's produced more children. She's most like my mother. She's had the most births of any of my sisters. Most like my mother that way. She's a woman of achievement. I know her about her annual tour. She takes students to check out colleges. You know her work in the church, locally and on the state measure. She's a distinguished person. I'm proud of my sister. I am also proud to remember that I helped to develop in her tenacity. And one of the ways we'll demonstrate, one of the tests of tenacity that demonstrate one demonstrator person you may not know about, which is a tremendous high threshold of pain. Go ahead, Deborah, you're upset. You got scratching's gone, so look what you do. Yeah, no, she's scratching, but after scratching, go ahead and get a grip. No, just get the grip with your fingernails. And remember, I couldn't be disciplined, and I decided if she could hang on and dig her fingernails into me, I could dig them into her. Now, I'm 2 years old, and I'm a guy, and you wouldn't believe how long this independent, what word y'all use? This independent person would stare at me and grip